You're listening to the Talking Wolves fans' reactions for the 24-25 Premier League season.
Well, it finished Spurs 2, Wolves 2. Good result, really, having gone 2-1 down. Disappointing, really, to find ourselves 2-1 down just before half-time. But, started the game. Hwang and Bellegarde up front, alongside Kuna. Didn't really work, to be honest. Hwang didn't really offer too much other than his goal, which he did take really well. And Bellegarde as well, just gave the ball away too cheaply at times. Didn't really get past a man. Don't think that really worked, those two changes. But I understand the rotation after a game coming so soon after the last one. But really well worked free kick for the first Wolves goal. 8-0 across to Hwang on the edge of the box, who whips it into the bottom corner, and it's a really, really good finish straight off the training ground. Free kick. So really good start from Wolves, and suddenly we find ourselves 1-0 up. Come under a bit of pressure then, really, as the first half went on. Spurs really pushing more and more men forward, which you'd expect at 1-0 down, and then obviously they pull one back from a corner, which is disappointing, really. It was a bit Gary O'Neill Wolves-esque, really, that corner. The number 30 for them has got a free header, and he's powered it beyond Jose Sarr, and it just wasn't great, really. It wasn't great defending. Need to be better, really, picking those up and marking those. And then Spurs go and get a penalty, which we're up the other end, so I didn't have a great view of it, but did seem soft at the time. Seemed like their guy just ran into Andre and sort of fell over. But once the ref's given it and there's contact, VAR's never going to overturn it. But then into a great save by Jose Sarr. To be fair to him, I never expected him to save it, but it's a really strong hand to it and pushed it away. And at that point, you're thinking, right, it's nearly half time, lads. Just see it through, get in at 1-1 and regroup. And unfortunately, then in sort of the dying minutes, it's too easy, really. Just Johnston with a tap in, which really shouldn't have happened. I think he was Dawson's man, and then the midfield never picked him up and just sort of goes in and guides it past Sarr, and really, really poor bit of defending, really. But come out second half, couple of changes. I think one change at half time. Sorry, two changes at half time with Larsson and Guedes coming on, and we did look much more lively actually going forward. Hwang still, for me, didn't really offer much second half at all, but a lot more positivity, a lot more forward passing, and as the game wore on, actually we were getting more and more in control of it in that second half, having more of the ball, really penning Spurs in, and they seemed quite happy, really, just to sit and let us go at them, which obviously was their downfall in the end, as Larsson tucks it away. And say that was up the other end, and I couldn't really see what happened. It was one of those weird ones where it hit the back of the net, and then everyone suddenly realised we'd scored. So, but yeah, really good finish from Larsson by the looks of it. Just lifted it into the roof of the net, and suddenly it's 2-2, and was hanging on a little bit then. Spurs didn't really create anything, if I'm honest. Werner coming on was mostly offside, more than he was on it. But yeah, saw the game through for a good away result, and 2 wins and a draw in Pereira's first 3 games. 7 points. Almost doubling our tally of 9, I think it was, that we had before. So, 2 points clear now of Leicester, and hopefully looking upwards rather than down. So, yeah, bring on Forest next week, and hopefully another win.
Tottenham 2, Wolves 2 today. Wolves' last game of a turbulent and rocky 2024. But hopefully there's light at the end of what has been a very dark tunnel of a year for Wolves. Thankfully, he is gone since the last time I was here. He had to go. It couldn't go on the way it did, although it did for 2 more matches, Ipswich and West Ham, which the less we'll say about them, the better. I'm so glad he's gone, and I'm so glad about the man that we have got in to replace him, Vitor Pereira. In his first 3 matches as Wolves manager, a win at Leicester, clean sheet, a win at home to Manchester United, clean sheet, and a draw away at Tottenham is not to be sniffed at. 7 points from 3 games. Wow, that is fantastic for a start for Wolves' new manager. And he's come in, and in 2 weeks he's galvanised the place. He's got everyone together. He's got these players that undoubtedly are quality playing and defending again and moving in a pack as one, which is kind of the mentality that was adopted during the Nuno days. And hopefully Vitor, as a pragmatic Portuguese coach, can mimic even half of what Nuno did for this club, and he'll be a massive success. But what I've seen in the first 3 games so far, and what I saw today, was really, really encouraging signs. Because I thought today, Wolves again, just simple change that he made it as soon as he came in. Because Wolves are depleted at the back and need to sign a centre-back, even more so now with Totti being out for 3 weeks. First game, Leicester, Doherty was the right centre-back, Nelson was the right wing-back. And they've played all 3 games like that, and the pair of them, in both of them, have been impeccable. Like, really good. Matt Doherty, absolutely immense the last while for Wolves. And a guy that shouldn't go unmentioned, especially Hwang coming back, getting his goal today from a brilliantly worked set piece. Love to see it. Love to see variations and scoring from set pieces again, like we did last week. Acuna was a bit of luck, and he still conceded from one today. That still needs a lot of work, but positive signs. They're defending them better, because today, every time Tottenham had a corner, you didn't think they were going to score. Maybe, I don't know if it was me, but you did every single time teams had corners weeks ago. Who knew that Ipswich would score when they had that corner at Molineux a few weeks back? Everyone did, because it was the way things were going. But now there seems to be a structure. There seems to be the three in defence, the 5 in midfield. The 2 wing backs are high. Rodrigo Gomez's goal at Leicester spoke to that. It was really, really well worked. And you have to look at it from a point of view of this guy's come in and had 2 weeks and really got players that were on the floor and were told that they were at their maximum, performing to their maximum by our previous manager when they couldn't beat Ipswich at home, and that was a sign of where they were at. Since then, they've taken 7 points from 9, beaten Leicester away, beaten Man United, and drawn away at Spurs, which is a very hard place to go. And come out with a point, and come out with a deserved point. Played well. Cunha went off injured at half-time. Hopefully it's not too serious, or if it is, he serves his ban, which is surely coming, during that period of which he's injured. But second half, we played quite well. Geddes really good. Forbes had a decent introduction off the bench. Strand Larson cut an isolated figure, but still got a fantastic equaliser with his left foot. I didn't think he had that technical ability. It was a great finish. It was really good. 7 goals now for the striker. 10 for Cunha. We've got a fantastic attack. Wolves have only scored 1 less goal than Man City this season, which is mental when you think about it. And if someone said that to you at the start of the season, you'd have been thinking, Jesus, where are Wolves going to be? Well, the fact is, they're still 17th, so there's so much work to do. But you can see what's happening. Andre played well in the first 2 matches, went off injured today. Tommy Doyle came on, didn't have his best game. But still, you can see what is there with Wolves. He's using the 5 substitutes. He's changing the shape when things maybe aren't working out too well. Wolves gave away an absolutely chronic penalty today, which never, ever, ever should have been given Andre on Brendan Johnson. But even himself in goal, who I slagged off rotten. But it was deserved. It was deserved after Everton and Bournemouth, how he performed in them good. But Sa, against Leicester, really good, proactive, throwing the ball out quickly. Against Man United, the same. And again today, saved a penalty today. Really good save. Although what he did in injury time, it made my heart stop. And that just, oh God, that scared the living daylights out of me, and I'm sure every single Wolves fan. But you have to look at it from the point of view. 2 weeks ago, before a Leicester match kicked off, we were 9 points from 16 games. We're now 16 points from 19 games. That is a fantastic turnaround from such a short space of time from Vitor Pereira. And with matches coming up that will be difficult, the fixture list is not kind to Wolves now, after Gary O'Neill, him, wasted the good run of fixtures that we did have, totally, by being selfish and arrogant. Anyway, we won't get into him, because we're looking forward to the future now. And hopefully the future is bright. Hopefully Vitor can keep us up this season. I have full faith in him to do so, but there is so long to go. Chelsea play Ipswich tomorrow, Portman Road. We need Chelsea to win that game. Leicester lost today. Palace unfortunately won today, but Everton lost as well. Wolves have a good team. Wolves have a good squad. And the way they are playing now is a better representation to the talents of the talents that these players possess. Because they do. They're a talented bunch, for God's sake. Come on. You don't have 2 midfielders from Brazil, a guy like Mateus Cunha in the team, a guy who scores goals for Celta Vigo and plays up top for Norway. You don't have a seasoned international pro at right back in Nelson Semedo. You don't have these players in a team that is shit. You don't. You just don't have them. And they're there. And now they got a manager that's competent and not League 2 level in through the door, and Wolves are reaping rewards for it. Played well today. Very much so in the second half. I was very impressed by them. Even when Cunha went off, it looked like that if he is out a little while for a banner injury, that we might not struggle as much as many may have thought. Hopefully. Anyway, things look like they're on the up under Vitor. We're all delighted. He seems to have connected the fans. He's brought everyone together again. Well, what a job he's done in 2 weeks. But the question is, can we sustain it? And can we go and beat Nottingham Forest next Monday? Anything's possible. Nuno coming back. And, Wolves fans are optimistic again. And my God, I didn't think I'd finish this dreadful year by saying that. But Wolves will end 2024 looking towards 2025 with a lot more optimism than we would have a few weeks ago. Tottenham 2, Wolves 2.
So we take the point away at the Spurs stadium. And I don't think that we played particularly well today, to be fair. Especially in the first half, I thought we were really quite poor. And then it got poor in two spells, really. Poor defensively in the first half, where you could tell that they were knocking on the door from pretty much every set piece still, which hasn't really been fixed. And then Dawson, still a complete liability. I feel bad for him because he's been amazing for us for the last couple of seasons. And then suddenly has just sort of fallen off a cliff, unfortunately. It's kind of crazy how that can happen in the space of 9 months, how you can go from pocketing one of the best strikers in the world at Haaland to looking like Werner's going to be running you ragged for the entire afternoon. But regardless, Cunha, brilliant in the first half again. I really feared for us when he went off, and that was pretty true. We looked pretty toothless going forward in the second half for large spells of the game until Carlos Forbes came on. And I really thought that he changed the game for us. I really like Rodrigo Gomez and I really like Carlos Forbes, and I feel like they offer a lot of energy when the team is... Guedes and Hwang have quality in moments, but they don't offer blistering pace in behind or the ability to go and beat a man. Guedes makes smart runs, but he's probably not gonna take you on one-on-one and cut inside, and Hwang certainly isn't that. He's more a finisher, and that was really shown with the first goal that he scored today. Confidence player now that he's got 2 in 2. Hopefully he goes on, because when Cunha gets banned, we're really going to need him, it seems, because we are toothless without Cunha. Really devoid of ideas. Yeah, we are going to struggle big time. And I thought we were actually quite lucky to get the point today. I feel like Spurs have been really, really messy recently, and Ange's job should probably be in trouble because the quality that they have, Son looks a shadow of his former self in this system, and obviously missing the pen. We got lucky. Jose Sarr never saves penalties, but he managed to save one today, and it's unfortunate that it's Tottenham's first penalty of their season for them. I thought it was soft anyway, regardless, but yeah, I do feel that we were lucky to come away with a point considering all the chances that they had, and they could have stuck away to make it 3-1 at least, or even even 2 or 3-1 before the break. So I'll really take the point. I think Vitor Pereira has been excellent since he's come in. 7 points from 3 games. You can't complain whatsoever. And it's a really tough challenge in the new year now for Forest to come to Molineux. They're on a hell of a run with Nuno. I think 5 wins in a row, and we're gonna have to really play our best to be in with a chance to get anything from that game, because they are full of confidence, and Morgan Gibbs-White always plays with a chip on his shoulder. And especially if Cunha's ban comes through before then, we're going to be in some serious trouble. But Vitor Pereira's always got a plan. I'm really happy with the appointment. I was really unsure about the name when I first heard the link, but from everything that he's shown so far, I love this little note taking on the notepad. I think it's brilliant. And clearly the players seem to really like the system, and they seem to like the manager and the fist pumps and everything. Even with a draw today, we're still doing the fist pumps. So it seems like there's a bit of a better feel-good factor, and maybe the answers were, in fact, actually in the dressing room all along. I know Gary O'Neill will probably be fuming at that results and over the last couple of weeks. But I'm confident now in our ability to be able to stay up in the Premier League. 3 promoted teams that came up this year are just significantly worse than us. Even when they play well, it seems that they can't score a goal, as shown by Ipswich playing against Arsenal the other day, and then Leicester against Man City today. Leicester deserved more from that game and still couldn't manage to score a goal. So I'm confident in our ability to maybe even finish higher than 17th, or I think 15th or 14th is probably where we'll end up finishing this season, but enough to build on going into next season, and maybe we'll even get some more players in January. Kevin Danso's been linked. We definitely need a couple of centre-backs, and probably even a forward if Cunha's ban is longer than 3 or 4 games. So let's see, but A really good point, a really good 3 games with Vitor Pereira in charge, and look forward to Nottingham Forest in the new year.
3 games, 7 points, superb. Desmond Tutu away at Spurs today, fully deserved. There was periods in the game where we could have ran away with all 3 and deserved it. So, wow, onwards and upwards with this team at the minute, which is we're very fortunate to see. Gary O'Neill should have gone at Brentford, but getting Vitor in now, it's worked. 3 points against Leicester, incredible win. Again with Man United, never had a home atmosphere like that this season for years, really. So I'm just happy. I'm a smiling man, and Wolves have come away with another point. Up to 17th now. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure we're 17th. So having that fight injected back into the team is really, really good to see, because under Gary O'Neill they were fighting 2 weeks ago. So seeing these pictures coming out on Twitter and Instagram of them in the changing rooms, Cunha with Larsen's shirt on, it's nice to see. When Cunha does get banned though, it's going to be very rough on the players, because his influence on this team is, wow, he is something else. But Guedes as well. Guedes and Hwang are stepping up finally. Rodrigo's got minutes, scored against Leicester. Very lucky, but got to be there to score. Forbes as well come on today, and I thought Forbes looked quite good. I am a very big Carlos Forbes enjoyer. So yeah, I'm buzzing with the point today. We should have come away with all 3 at times. There was times where Tottenham was terrible. They're struggling at the minute under Ange, and we could have capitalised on it, but Cunha going off injured did affect the game a lot. But to come away with the point is absolutely brilliant. Doc as well is one of my main talking points. I thought Doc recently under Vitor, since Vitor come in, I think Doc's been outstanding. Playing centre-back was good. The rotated lineup as well, obviously that had Doc in, was clever. I thought it was clever. Some people were complaining before the game, rightly so, but you have got to think these players are playing 2 games in 4 days, and there's got to be a rotation in the team. Bellegarde was questionable. It didn't play great in my eyes. But I see the vision. I'm talking like Pep Guardiola here. I see the vision. Play behind the lines, direct football, mainly along the floor, just high tempo football, and then Larsen to come on and bully the one recognised Tottenham centre half. So it works because Larsen scored. So we cannot be complaining here. Vitor Pereira's truly got a bit of fight going back into this team. Fist bumps back at the Molineux. Things are great right now. Things are great. So we all need to relax. Go into the new year very, very happy. And yeah, Vitor Pereira's Barmy Army. Come on.